So we got some rather interesting news here, Nate. So Josh Gordon, NFL wide receiver, will be joining Johnny Manziel's Zappers team for the FCF Football League. This is some pretty interesting news. Adam Schefter was the one to report this. Obviously, that's the football guy right there. And I just want people to know, some people might know this guy, some people don't. But the Zappers are owned by Bob Menery. The I want to call him
Complimentary.
I want to call him a comedian. I don't know what to call this guy at this point. He's a comedian. He does commercials for Buffalo Wild Wings. Pretty funny guy. But yeah, he's going to be joining Johnny Manziel's Zappers team for the Fan Control Football League. And in case people haven't heard of this league yet, which most people have, but in case you haven't, the uh, the FCF is a league where the fans control like what plays they run, who's in the game, and all that type of stuff. So I think it's a pretty interesting thing. It's a 50-yard field, 7-on-7. So it's a pretty interesting concept. Um, so yeah, you know what, Nate? Let me start off with this first, okay? Because I've had some thoughts on this, okay? First of all, congratulations to Josh Gordon on joining the FCF. You know, hopefully this league can stay in business and not pan out like the XFL did his second term and his first term as well. And the other league, help me out here, Nate, the AAF. Right.
Yeah, the AAF, the XFL.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't pan out like them. It's a very interesting concept, you know. But as for Josh Gordon, it's weird, man. It really is. See, like here's my problem with it. Okay, Josh Gordon doesn't need to show us how good of a wide receiver he is. You know what I'm saying? We all know how good Josh Gordon is. When he's on that field, he's amazing. You know what I'm saying? He's the perfect wide receiver. He's 6'3", 220 pounds. Runs like a lightning bolt. Strong hands, strong body. He's the perfect wide receiver. He runs routes great. Perfect wide receiver that you would want on a team. The problem is all the trouble that he's gotten into, all the suspensions, correct? That's the one that everybody's hesitant about. Okay? Here's the thing. I don't know what type of tests go on in the FCF. I don't. Okay? For all we know, they don't, for all we know, the FCF might let them smoke like marijuana, correct? So it could. I'm not saying it does, but it could. I would have to look at the protocols. If somebody would know the rules and the protocols of like their drug testing and everything, please put them down in the comments. I'd like to know. But let's just go. Let's just say that they allow like players to smoke weed, right? If this league ends up panning out like the AAF and the XFL, and he ends up getting a chance back in the NFL, how are we so sure that he's changed in that matter? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. Anybody could play, anybody could play, like smoke weed and play. You know what I'm saying? The question is drug testing. That's the problem. That's a major problem that's been going on with Josh Gordon in the NFL is drug testing, testing positive for like weed or whatever it is, or he getting suspended again for like weed for like substance violations. So I don't know. So we know how good you play, but the question is, are you over that problem? Okay. Now I hope he is. You know what I'm saying? I hope Josh Gordon is, because let me tell you something. When Josh Gordon is in the NFL, he's probably one of the most talented wide receivers I think I've seen. Without a doubt. He's so entertaining to watch. I love him as a wide receiver. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if he's over all this substance abuse thing. I hope he is. But the thing that I'm trying to say is we don't know exactly what the FCF's like protocols are regarding like marijuana, you know, which is the biggest problem that he's had. So if he decides, hey, I do want to go back to the NFL, what how are we supposed to know that? Like, how are we supposed to know that you've handled this substance situation that you've been
or what
having if we
or
don't even
or
what you
what
say?
you can do to help out to try and reduce it or stop it altogether.
Not even that. We just don't know. Now, I hope that like their protocols are like now if their now suppose their protocols are the other way around. No smoke or weed, you can't do any of that. Suppose that is their protocols, okay? If Josh Gordon can stay out of trouble and like and play good football, he's got a very good chance to come back to the NFL and play. You know, but that's the one issue. That's the one question I'm having is are you is if you decide to go back to the NFL some point during your career, is that is this substance abuse problem that you have, is it done? You know what I'm saying? Have you handled it? You know, and I always say it, Nate. I always say a lot of people are like, well, shame on like Josh Gordon, blah blah. Shame on Josh Gordon. You know, he's tested positive for another test, blah blah blah. Here's the thing, Nate. Okay, I feel bad for Josh Gordon. I do because you know as much as anybody else how hard it is to quit a problem like that. It's very hard to do. It takes a lot of it's a lot mentally it does a lot to you. So like I understand it, but the thing is, I just don't know if he's over that problem. I hope he is. And with that being said, I wish him the best of luck in the FCF. I wish him and Johnny Manziel the best of luck. Obviously, football's still in their blood. That's why they're playing in the FCF. And so with that being said, I wish him the best of luck. And if he decides to come back to the NFL, I hope he can stay out of trouble, and I hope he can produce big numbers on that field.
Right, I'll pick up from there. I wish Josh Gordon the best of luck in the FCF. Um, Man, I absolutely understand. I actually agree with you almost there. But with the NFL thing, I gotta be honest with you, Mario. I'm not sure if Josh Gordon's going back to the NFL. I think he's been suspended enough to the point where it's just like it's kind of tainted his resume, if that makes sense. He's been suspended 7 times in the NFL ever since he came in 2013. So keeping that in mind, I'm not sure if he's even going to get another job in the NFL again. But everything else, I completely agree with you. The substance thing, that's very hard to get over. Um, as for the FCF thing, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we don't know if he's going to be over it. I don't know much of the FCF. I don't know what their rules and regulations are, or if they have like anything with drugs or whatever. I'm pretty sure they do. So, I mean, the thing with the NFL thing though is I'm not so sure if Josh Gordon's going to be able to get another job. I mean, is it possible that he can? Absolutely. But I don't know, man. He's been suspended enough to the point where his resume is just so tainted, and I can't see it. I can't see it in the near future. You know what I mean? But maybe the FCF can actually help him turn around his life. Maybe help him realize that there's still another opportunity out there for him to live his life and do what he loves to
Right,
do.
absolutely.
So hopefully, I hope that FCF helps him out with that issue. I'm pretty sure they signed him knowing that he has this issue. You know what I mean? He's been suspended 7 times. I
Right.
mean, that's basically the highlight of his career, him getting suspended for 2. So I hope they have that in mind, knowing that he's been suspended for this, and they can do the best they can to help him. That's what I hope the FCF does. You know what I mean? Same thing with the coaches and his teammates, be around them, like brotherhood or whatnot. So with that being said, I wish Josh Gordon the best of luck moving forward. I would love to see him on the NFL field again if he gets everything together. But as of right now, I just can't see it happening because of just the way his resume looks. But obviously, that doesn't mean his life is over. He still has other opportunities out there, and that's why he's with the FCF. So with that being said, good luck to Josh Gordon, and congratulations to him.